Hello, everyone. Welcome to Secrets of Saltmarsh. This is our Ghost of Saltmarsh Patreon Greyhawk campaign. I am joined here with all of these lovely, lovely people. Welcome on in, everybody. Hope that you're having a fantastic day. This is session 1. We are starting off brand new. It is the very, very beginning. And I just want to start off with a thank you to our Patreons, everyone on the screen. Thank you so much. Without your support, these things would not be possible. And thank you, thank you, thank you. You are heckin' awesome. There are ways that you can interact with this game as a viewer. If you want, you can redeem channel points to grant a blessing, which is an advantage die or a reroll to any player at the table, including myself. Every 10 retweets will set off a wild magic surge to a random player, or if you'd like to add an element of fate to the narrative, every $10 guarantees a draw from the deck of many things to the player of your choice. They are very, very chaotic things, and yeah, I'm not sorry in advance. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to go around and reintroduce our characters, the very first time. Session 0 doesn't count. All right, let's start off with Zombie Fighter 89. Tell us who you are, what you do, and then tell us about your character.
Hello. I am Jacob. I am Zombie. I am Z. I go by those many names, and whatever you want to call me. Hopefully, it's just nothing bad. I occasionally does the Twitch on here and play games. When I do get back, Tekken 6 will be the next game I'm kind of gonna tackle. And then I'm gonna switch from saying every single Monday to Mondays at 9 because this Monday we're not doing our Nerd Army briefing. But Mondays at 9 or at 10 p.m. Eastern, we do sort of me and B Street Home sort of do a big nerdy news sort of show, sort of talk about all kinds of different things that are going on, movies, science, tech, all kinds of fun stuff. And yeah, other than that, I'm just I does clippy stuff, and so that's why you all mute the clip channel because of me. Hi.
I love it.
The character I'm playing is Finn Carson. He is a half elf ranger. I don't play ranger that much, so it takes me a second.
That's okay.
He's half elf ranger. He sort of found this group after attempting one more time to go on another adventure, hopefully learning from the mistakes he may have made in the past. And yeah, he's sort of kind of on his way. He's gotten to know some of the lovely people here, and starting to find, I think, a little bit of a kinship, I suppose. More of a like, okay, we've been together for a little while. I think I can trust these people. I hope I'm not wrong.
Excellent.
But yeah.
Thank you. Next, we have Nisa.
Hello, my name is Nisa. You can find me in various places on the internet, mainly in this chat. And also here every other Wednesday now. I am playing Gem. She is a tiefling bard entertainer. And yeah, she's found herself on a new adventure, and she's found some brand new friends, she thinks. And yeah, she's excited to see what's going to happen.
Awesome. Thank you. Next, we have GodfatherWraith.
Hi, trying to remember to unmute before talking this time. So, hi, I'm GodfatherWraith V_ESG, or Godfather, or Wraith, or GFW, or yeah, as long as it's not late for dinner, I'll accept it. So yeah, I'm playing Garen Frank Wern. He's a human rogue. He had kind of a tragic childhood before he joined the military, or was told to join the military, and made the mistake of letting them promote him to commander, and so he decided to retire and become an adventurer, which is where he eventually met up with his group of friends, and we're looking forward to some fun times.
Excellent. Thank you. Next, we have GeekDice.
Hey folks, I'm GeekDice. You can find me pretty much just here and every other Wednesday now. Yay, D&D. And every Sunday over on the Greyhawk Tales channel, here I am playing KayBee, this little guy behind me right here. He is a Fey artificer. He's a retired farmer and gardener and cook and grandpa. And he's out to discover what it means to be an adventurer or a hero, maybe. Look at him. He's really small. He's cute, isn't he?
Yes, so cute. Tell us, do you still have Bunny?
Bunny.
Tell us about Bunny.
Bunny's a rabbit. He's my friend. He's going on an adventure with me.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you. And last, but certainly not least. Oh, God. I don't know. Maybe you are East. I don't know.
I mean, I'm on the East Coast, so...
Hey! Yes, it still counts. I did that on purpose. Emma Panada.
It's me, Emma Panada. I'm here sometimes. I'm also on Twitter at Emma Panada. Thinking about doing some semi-long form campaign stuff at some point with a silly kind of idea in mind. Still toying around with that, but I tweet about my thoughts about that sometimes, so you can go look there. But other than that, I am playing Arlen. She is a Triton cleric, and she's kind of just going on her first big adventure, but pretends to be a very seasoned adventurer, based on kind of the experience that her parents had. And she's just kind of putting up this big front right now, and who knows when that'll fall over. But yeah, that's me.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I want to give a real quick shout out to Be Cocky, who is responsible for this beautiful art that you see here in the middle of the screen. Thank you so much for all of the commissions. They are super, super awesome, and I hope that you enjoy. All right, we see the screen. There is a torrent of rain whooshing past, and we see waves just wild and furious smashing up against the coast of Saltmarsh. Saltmarsh is in the Kingdom of Kyoland. You would all know that King Kimbertos Scotty, his peerless majesty, is the lord of this realm. He was a baron of Greyhill long ago, and that is a very humble beginning for someone so illustrious as he. He resides in the capital of Neildraw, which is in northeastern Kyoland. That is not where our story is taking place. We see a group of caravans slowly trudging through a broken road. We see a number of trees, thick and gnarled on either side, cattails lining the dirt, and a number of weary faces as we move along and make our way southward towards Saltmarsh. This land, Kyoland, is known for superior cavalry, bold knights. The southern coastal reaches in which we are heading towards are significantly underdeveloped in comparison. Neglect over the many years have led to a flourishing of piracy and banditry. From this, a nation began to form a loose confederacy known as the Hold of the Sea Princes. Raids began to increase on Saltmarsh and its neighbors. From this, Saltmarsh had suffered greatly. Memories of those times loom darkly over the area, and there is great hatred seated in the locals for the Sea Princes. In time, Kyoland, despite its numerous victories on a martial front, eventually gave way to defeat, and its swell once again began to diminish, with the borders shrinking to more modest lengths. King Kimbertos Scotty looked to the south and saw banditry and a rising pirate nation. Striking treaties with former foes in the north, King Scotty raised a navy and dealt a sharp check to the ambitions of the Sea Princes. For now. A royal decree has been put forth to secure sea lanes of southern Kyoland and to cultivate trade. The recent failures of Kyoland's military prowess has shifted the focus of the nation to trade and growth. Saltmarsh, however remote it may be, has become a new seat of life and opportunity in the king's plans. Crown's agents want to expand the village's port and make this place a prime location for trade and the world beyond. You are accompanying a group of adventurers, group of wagons, an expedition extraordinaire company known as Lamp and Shield. And for all this time, over the last few weeks, you have been traveling alongside Wynar Cedarvine. She is a human. She is all dressed, very composed, very friendly, and she has been serving as your representative and liaison of Lamp and Shield. We have had an interesting encounter in the forest along the road to Saltmarsh, where there were a number of strange creatures. The party were very swift in dispatching a number of twig blights. There was an imp. We do not know who it served, or for what purpose it existed here and there. It had managed to escape. We were left with more questions than answers. That was a few days ago. We are now nearing Saltmarsh, and today is another gray day. You, Arlen, you have had a number of disturbing omens shown to you by your god earlier this morning when you woke. On a stormy, rainy, dark day, how would you start? What would you do?
Me?
Yes.
Waking up in the morning, I think she kind of looks up towards the sky and sees the dark kind of clouds looming overhead. Anytime that she's unable to see stars or the sun, she grows weary of the day, because that has largely been her way of understanding her God's will, and her way of kind of like communicating with him. And so seeing this, she grows worried, but she sits back down in the caravan and just kind of closes her eyes and begins muttering to herself, spending some time in prayer, as if to feel some sort of like little bit of connection as she's praying and receiving her spells for the day.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a religion check, please.
I would love to roll you a religion check.
All right. 12. Very solidly a 12. Okay. As you are preparing for the day, you get this strange tingle on the back of your neck. You get the sense that your words have weight, that there might be something somewhere listening. You get the sensation of feeling heard, that you're not alone. It's only for a brief moment. You hear suddenly a clang of pots and pans as someone nearby, they're trying to clear up their portion of the camp for the day. It's quite distracting. As your head goes that way and you shake it off and try to refocus yourself, that sensation's gone.
Yeah, I think as she kind of continues her prayers just to kind of prepare, the thought of that feeling stays in the back of her mind, even though it's gone now. She recognizes that perhaps her God is trying to tell her something. To be wary with what she says, and to look for perhaps like-minded people or someone being misunderstood. And yeah, she'll finish up her prayers after about like an hour.
Do you have any divining tools? And you can just make this up and just have it if you want. You don't have to worry about like actually having anything in your inventory. Are there any divining tools or any trinkets that you utilize in your communing with your god in the morning?
Probably her holy symbol, which is this amulet with her god's kind of like symbol on it, and these like jewels kind of placed inside.
So as you are gathering up your items, your pendant actually falls off of your neck and it lands in the mud. And when you stoop to pick it up and you drag it up, you notice that just the angle, the depth in which it has left an imprint, it actually looks kind of like a skull in between your feet.
Huh. She kind of looks down towards it and looks around her, just trying to get a vibe for where they are and what potentially is going on around them.
Yeah,
And then-
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go for it.
As you're looking around, KayBee, you are nearby. What is getting ready for the day when it's especially stormy? Rain is pattering heavily on any tarp, any bare head. It is quite miserable.
Are we in a caravan or are we in camp?
Right now you are in a camp. Caravan is being assembled as of this moment.
Okay. I think probably if we're still in the caravan, KayBee is probably still in the wagon. People have stacked up their bags and everything up against the wall there, right behind the driver. And KayBee is like, he's sleeping. He's spread out on this big pile of people's bags. And Bunny is laying right on top of him with his nose kind of nuzzled up against underneath his ear. And he's been snoring because he had been at the cook pot cooking, getting the morning stew ready. And he probably had a little bit of a long night. So sometimes he's found sleeping. So that's what he's doing right now, is he's snoring.
As you are pleasantly dreaming, despite the miserable weather all around you, what is KayBee dreaming of?
KayBee is dreaming of deer dancing through a brightly lit flowered field. Wind is blowing through the trees and flower petals are floating on the wind as it blows through the forest, and the deer are leaping through the grasses and through the flowers. It's a moving moment because it's like the forest is alive with energy.
Excellent. And as you are dreaming, having this very, very lovely vision, all of a sudden you hear clanging of pots and pans, and it jerks you awake.
I'm sorry.
You look around. Is anybody
No.
else in the wagon as well?
Yeah, I'd say Garen's probably in the wagon doing his morning routine as well. He's got more space for it there.
Okay, yeah. So what does that look like?
His morning routine would be going through, making certain his boots are clean, his leather armor is cleaned and well oiled, especially in this rain to help protect it against getting dried out. Cloak and everything else is well cleaned, and then his bow, making certain he's inspecting the bowstring because this weather is really bad for bowstrings.
Right.
And I'd say he's probably about partway through cleaning his armor when the clanging happens.
Yeah, you hear KayBee start and begin to apologize.
What are you apologizing for, friend?
What's all that noise? Did I make a mess? And I kind of scramble towards the end of the wagon to look out and see what's going on.
Did Garen hear the clanging too, or no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Pretty
okay.
much everybody had heard it. It was a significant tumble.
Yeah. No, I don't think that was you, KayBee.
Good.
He he can't stop his routine. He has to make certain it's done.
KayBee, I think the moment that you peek out of the wagon is the moment that Arlen is looking around.
Yeah, she sees you kind of offering a wave, and she'll kind of like snap out of her unsettledness a little and smile towards you. Oh, hey, KayBee. It's good to see you again. How'd you sleep?
Good. Did you eat something? I think food's ready.
Oh, not yet. I was just doing my prayers, but I'll get something soon. Have you noticed anything strange?
Nope. Why? What's wrong?
I've got the feeling, it might be a little more than a feeling. I think we best be on the lookout today.
Look around the area.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. 18. Very nice. And as KayBee is looking around, Finn, did you say that you wanted to be in the wagon as well? Okay. Go ahead and tell me, what does it look like? Are you sleeping? Are you preparing?
Well, I think Finn will be, I guess he'll be sort of been, sleeping a little bit, kind of waking up a bit. His morning routine isn't really much, just making sure he's got all of his belongings near him, and then depending on what the situation is, he'll either have a necklace hanging or in his pocket, and he'll kind of pull it out and make sure no one else is looking, sort of give it a look, and say, I'm sorry, I love you, and I hope I can do better for you, and gives it a kiss and then puts it around his neck. And then right around that time is when he probably hears the clanging and banging as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of gets up and he kind of goes where KayBee is. So right after they're done having their conversation of like, what are you looking for? It's kind of when I'll kind of pop in and I'll go, what's going on? What did you hear that?
Excellent. Okay. KayBee, as you peer around, you can see that a majority of people have begun their own routines and camp is starting to break down. The wagons are being loaded up. And you also spot Wynar coming up. This very well-dressed woman, very neat lines. Her hair has been pulled back into a ponytail. And she surprisingly has very little mud on her person. Despite the rain coming down, she is wearing a leather cloak that keeps the weather at bay. And she locks eyes with you and she lifts a hand, but she is some distance away, out of earshot right now. Jem, are you in the wagon? Are you elsewhere in the camp?
I think Jem would pretty much, she doesn't really have like much of a morning routine. She would have been like all ready and have her stuff together, but seeing as everyone else doesn't really have everything together, she'd just be probably leaning against a couple crates, cleaning her little flute, maybe like tooting on it a little bit. And she would definitely hear the clanging and probably go investigate it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception as well, Jem. Okay. With an 18, I'll say that you actually saw Arlen drop their religious symbol and pick it up. So you see this moment, and as they're looking around, you manage to lock eyes.
Is everything okay over here? Arlen?
Yes, and Arlen, I think, will sneakily kind of cover up the mud where she saw the sign with her foot, just kind of like dragging her foot over it. Yes, everything's fine. Doesn't today feel a little odd?
Not particularly. Why is there something wrong? Or do you have a strange feeling? Is it
Yeah,
anything like, before?
just a strange feeling, but I can't quite pinpoint it.
As you say that, Wynar Cedarvine comes up and she pulls the edges of her cloak closer together, and you can see that she's shivering just a little bit. Well, I would say that it is probably a change of the season. Welcome to early spring in Saltmarsh. It is going to be dreary, wet, and miserable, probably for many, many weeks to come. I apologize.
I'm not sure that it's that. I mean, I swim underwater quite a bit, and I'm used to the wet and dreariness of the seas, but it's probably nothing.
Well, I think you will all be pleased to know that we should be in Saltmarsh by the end of tonight. We are stone's throw away, one might say. I wanted to tell you about something. And as she's looking around, she's trying to look for Garen. Doesn't see Garen because they are still going through their morning routine. She takes a step closer to Arlen and says, maybe it might be better for you to break the news to your friend here. Unfortunately, when we get to Saltmarsh, we have been given orders to lay up. So once we get to the village, we will be disbanding the expedition caravan for a number of weeks.
Well, why?
And you see her hesitate. She chews on her lip. Long story short, we're out of funds. We cannot afford to continue your payroll.
I see. Well, there are people in Saltmarsh, and there's a lot going on there, so I'm sure there's a lot that needs to be done there as well. Perhaps we could do some jobs, raise some funds.
Absolutely. There are a number of adventure guilds that are being set up. There's a guild of miners. I don't know quite how you might not want to help the excavation. I don't know, but there's definitely work at hand. I'm sure you'll be able to find something. She looks like she's gonna pat you on the shoulder, but then she takes her hand back and decides against it. She stands there very awkwardly.
Arlen kind of chokes down a laugh and then looks back towards the caravan and around. Well, I'll find Garen and I'll let him know. I'm sure. I mean, we've worked together before, so I'm sure that we'll be able to work together again. Find some gold, and she'll look towards the others, as if looking to see if you all agree to kind of work together while we're stuck in that town.
Jim will just sort of stand there and nod.
All right.
Nods as well.
Well, I'll see you later. And she just steps away. And you get the sense that with the state of the camp, it looks like it's going to start to get moving along in about 10 minutes. Is there anything that anyone wants to prepare in advance before you set off and make your way to Saltmarsh?
Could I don't think Arlen has much that she wants to do before they leave, but could I do an insight check on her to see if there's maybe something else going on? Because she's just being a little weird.
Yeah, absolutely. At any point in any of my games, if you want to roll insight, feel free to ask. And anybody can do this at any time. Please roll for me. All right.
Oh, I wish I had that second die.
If you had a blessing, you could. So a 13 insight. Yeah, you get the sense that she genuinely feels sorry that this is happening, but she's not the leader here. She doesn't have the strings to pull any kind of favors for you. She has been pretty welcoming and forthcoming so far. You haven't had any sort of moment of deceit or indecision with her so far. So, she seems decent and apologetic.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Just as a reminder to everyone that this... Oh! Thank you, Time Lord's wife, for the blessing to Emma. Do you want to use it? You want to hold on to it? All right, yeah. Okay, we turned that 13 into a nat 20, which is a 25. You get the sense that she is on the edge of offering something to you. You get the sense that she has a possibility or an opportunity in mind. You could see for that split second, her eyes watching yours, that there was something she was holding back. She decided against it and just walked off.
Okay. Then Arlen does have something that she'll do before everything gets going, but I'm curious what everybody else is up to.
I'd say about the time she's, rounded a corner and is out of sight is when Garen would finally be done and hop out of the wagon and start testing the draw on his bowstring to make certain everything's good. Perfectly timed to absolutely miss everything.
Yep. I love it. Perfect.
Yeah, Arlen will turn around as you're kind of heading out. Oh, Garen. So there's been a little bit of news.
Oh. What have you got?
So we've just heard that once we approach Saltmarsh, the caravan will have to disband for a number of weeks. I thought that perhaps we could all work together and just do some jobs, get some coin around town, just so that we can provide for ourselves.
Yes. I mean, I didn't expect this so soon, but I always knew I'd end up having to be on my own for work. So, yeah, having us together is probably good.
Well, you're not alone, but I get what you mean.
Yes. And I definitely prefer working with people I know I can trust than working alone. But it is kind of sad. It was good knowing I had a stable income. Well,
stable income is nice, but when you're adventurers, you can make so much more. So, speaking of adventure, I feel like that Wynor was perhaps holding something back a little bit. I'm gonna go try to talk to her again before we get going, but I just want you all to be aware that I think something else might be going on. So I'll be back. If any of you would like to come, you're more than welcome, but I don't want to assume what you have going on this morning.
I think I would like to join you. I mean, I should patrol ahead, but I think if you think something more is going on, I think I want to know.
And I am a little curious now too. I think I'm going to tag along as well.
Okay. KayBee and Finn, do you want to join or stay back?
I'm going to follow Finn.
Finn will look and look at KayBee and go, well, I think we should stick together. If you're okay with going, I'll be right next to you.
Okay.
But I think it'd be smart to sort of keep everyone together. I really don't want to divide already. If we don't know where we are in this, well, at least I probably don't know exactly where we are here. But we don't want to divide yet. So if you're okay with it, I mean, I'll stay back here if you don't want to go, KayBee.
Pull up the hood on my rain jacket, and you see I stuff Bunny into her rain jacket, and then I big step with my boots as I follow them down the muddy path.
Excellent. I would like everyone to know, out of character, if you ever want to split the party, that's totally fine. I actually encourage it. Don't worry about like, oh, we have to stick together. The way that I always run my adventures is that it'll be fine, probably.
Right, and out of character as well. Finn was more or less thinking, KayBee's new to this. I don't want to push it because he can kind of tell that he wants to like, oh, look at this adventure, yay! But then also it's like, I don't want him to feel peer pressure. I want him to know there's someone here to be like, if you really don't want to go, we'll find something. We'll go do something together.
Excellent.
So
the group of you begin to head towards the advanced caravan where you know that you can find Wynar. And as you do, you hear her voice carry over the din of objects being thrown onto carts, people lugging supplies. You hear her say, "God's damn it, not again!" And you see all of a sudden a goat just booking it across this muddy clearing here. You can see that a rope tied around its neck seems to have frayed and broken. You just hear meh, meh, as this goat just starts fleeing at full sprint.
Is it running towards us or away from us?
It is conveniently running towards you.
I'd say Garen would try to catch it as it runs by.
Okay.
So,
Does Garen have anything in their hands as this goat is charging towards you?
he does have his bow, but he might try to catch that rope to stop it.
Okay, so you want to do like one hand grab for the rope?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand.
Oof. Of course, it's one I don't have.
20. Oh my god.
never.
Very nice. Very nice. Beginner's
Snatch.
luck? Yeah. Tell me what this looks like.
Garen's walking along as the goat's running by. He literally just snaps his arm out right as it goes by and grabs right a hold of that rope.
Excellent. Yeah. You don't even lose stride whatsoever. The goat struggles against the restraint, but then seems to calm down as it looks up towards you. You see very shortly afterwards, Wynar comes sprinting forward. You can see that her previously pristine outfit has smudges of mud all over her now. She has some going up the side of her face. Her hair is disheveled, and she exhales with a big sigh. Thank you, Garen.
I'm always glad to help. And he hands the rope back to her.
You can tell just by looking at her that she is stiff as a board as she looms forward and takes it from you. She's looking at you in that sort of way that you can tell she's trying to gauge, the news been broken to him that he's totally getting fired? She's definitely sizing you up visibly.
I know, by the way.
I'm so sorry.
I knew it was eventually going to happen. Just didn't think this soon.
Oh. She looks down at the goat. Goat's big, beady eyes look up. They're shiny and with mischief. She says, "You know what? When we get to Saltmarsh, you should speak to my friend. I am pretty close with someone named Anders Solmore. I have been exchanging a number of correspondence with him, and he told me that he's recently made his way onto the Council of Saltmarsh. So, a friend of mine is a friend of yours."
Appreciated. I will definitely look for this Anders.
Yes, I'm sure he'll be able to find you some suitable work. At the very least, something profitable. He has very recently come into great success, actually. I'm
Good.
sure you will hear all about it from him.
Those types tend to like to ensure people know all about their success.
All right.
Arlen just kind of like peeks from behind Garen. Is that what you were going to tell us about earlier, but you decided not to?
Yeah, you can see that she is just instantly flustered. She seems unsure of how to respond to that. Well, yes. Look, I don't want you to feel like I'm doing you any favors or going out of my way. You don't owe me anything. I owe you. And she awkwardly holds up the rope.
Oh, no, don't worry at all. I mean, we're all friends amongst the caravan, so it makes sense that we help each other.
Yes. Well, I should, go tie up Billy here.
Very well.
Bye. She just awkwardly
Take
pulls
care.
on it.
Bye.
All right. And then everyone begins to set off for Saltmarsh. Climb in, and you take to the road. A number of hours pass. The rain begins to let up just a little bit. You see that the thick clouds have dispersed, and though everything remains the same shade of gray, some sun is beginning to peek through. And unfortunately, with the sun, it begins to make a sort of baking heat. It seems as if the heat coming off is just settling in the mud around you, and you can feel it resonating up. And eventually, the road begins to make a way through a number of trees. You can feel the caravan beginning to slow down. Hear some noise up ahead in some cart, maybe a few carts above you, but can't quite make out the sound. And then, all of a sudden, it becomes very clear what you're hearing. We're hearing sounds of battle.
Garen is bow in hand and moving forward instantly.
All right. You see a number of arrows being let loose from the trees, and you hear the horses beginning to whinny in complaint. Caravan comes to an abrupt halt. You hear individuals charging bloodily. Can I get everyone to roll me initiative, please? Make sure you select your token.
Could I say that once we understood it was the sounds of battle, that Arlen quickly used her vigilance blessing on Garen?
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me what this looks like as you cast this.
Yeah, so as kind of Garen stands up to kind of go to action, she stands up very quickly. Is it okay if she like kind of touches your arm or something to do this blessing? Okay.
Yes.
So she just kind of like grabs your arm really quickly, and one of the kind of like violet gems on her amulet begins to glow dully as you feel this kind of energy be passed into you, and you have advantage on your initiative check.
Good, because he needs it after his roll. That's better.
Okay, let's see. 12. All right, let's put this in order here. Okay. So first up, we have one of the bad guys. All right, so what you see is a number of individuals breaking free of the tree line. They seem to be heavily armored, wearing an assortment of studded leather. A few of them have shields slung over their back, and they have bows. And they immediately throw the bows down and then they draw their weapons at their sides. A blade shring, comes free, and this individual here charges forward into one of the guards of the former caravan and drives their blade. Oh, okay. You see him immediately spear through the chest of this individual, yank back, blood fans out. This is a devastating blow. However, the individual is still up. Alright, Finn, it is your turn.
Alright, so... Okay, so that would be on the other, that'd be on the other side than what we saw. Did we see that? The whole stabbing thing? But that's from over the bridge then. I think I'll just stick with, I guess the people that are right in front of us. And he'll sort of go ahead and bring out his great club, and he'll go and swing probably at the orange one here.
Okay. So you should be able to move your tokens.
Nope. Or could I make it over there, I guess?
So on the left side, so if anyone has any questions about anything, we are a learning community and I'm more than happy to help teach you. So on the left side, you should see like a vertical bar that has a number of tools on it.
Mhm.
There's one that looks like a circle with a ruler. It's a couple down.
Yep.
This is a ruler. You can use it to determine the space between stuff. As a human, you have 30 movement. 30 feet.
Okay, so if I did go over there, that'd be my whole turn then. I wouldn't be able to do anything.
So with your turn, you have movement, an action, and a bonus action. So if you want to run up and attack them, you can absolutely do that.
Okay, well then I guess I'll run up to the person who stabbed the caravan. I'll run up to them.
So that is going to be about
Oh.
75 feet from you.
Okay. Okay, never mind.
You're fine. It's okay. There's a lot
was
going
like-
on here.
I saw 30 when it was dragging that way, so I wasn't sure exactly if that was on me or... Okay. Then I'll go with my original plan then. I'll just move up closer. And I will go ahead and swing my great axe.
Okay.
Or great club.
So you see these individuals are running forward. They have their blades drawn. They're wearing mismatched armor. It seems as if perhaps it was scavenged off of somebody else. It wasn't made tailored for them. And you can see that their weapons are in all sorts of states of maintenance. Some of them are pockmarked and very heavily damaged. Some of them are shiny and new. There is great inconsistency to their appearances. As you run forward, you try to smack them with your great club.
Mhm.
And that is unfortunately a miss.
Ah.
You see them raise up their blade. They have a scimitar and they parry you.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, damn it.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to do? Do you have a bonus action?
I do? Well, if I do, can I just try my great club again?
So
that,
an attack is an action, which is different from a
Oh.
bonus action. Let me look at your
Hmm.
character sheet real quick. Okay. I don't think you have anything.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Like,
we're
unless
level
I can
2.
swing
We're
again.
still
Yeah,
baby.
Still
Uh,
babies.
Abilities that are a bonus action are usually called out in the description early on.
Oh, true. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It does say bonus. Yeah, so I don't think I have anything else. So yeah,
Okay.
just a
So
parry.
Finn just bravely charges forward and distracts them. All right, KB, it is your turn.
Oh, time to fight! Everybody be brave! And I reach to my belt, and I've got a number of tools there, and I pull out a tool, and I look at it, and it's like, oh, that's not the tool I want. Put it back and pull out another tool, and I go like this in the air, and you see some sparkles come off the end of it as I twirl it. More and more sparkles, and then I kind of whip it out like this, and then a spiral of sparkles goes out and across my friends, and the sparkles splash on Garen, Arlen, and Finn as they are hit with the effects of the bless spell.
All right.
And I'll be concentrating on
Bless.
bless. And I look around. Hopefully there's nobody to the south of me on the map. I'm going to step that way a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. As you look around, you get the sense that this assault is coming from the northeast.
Okay, that's my
Don't
turn.
really see anyone that way. Okay. It is now their turn. So the one that so definitely dodged your attack is going to try to swing at you. Does a 15 hit? What is your armor class?
16.
Okay. So they try to swipe at you, but you manage to dodge out of the way, no problem. You see this man here who has red streaks in his hair. He steps forward. He tries the very same thing. With a 21, that's a hit.
Oh.
He slashes you across the side, and you take 5 slashing damage.
Okay.
Then you see across the bridge, the others begin to move around, and this man here with blue eyes tries to take advantage of the guard stumbling. Does 4 damage. You see that the guard here is very, very badly hurt. And this individual here repositions around this tree and takes a shot at a commoner over here. A light crossbow. They miss. You see a bolt go wide. Thunk. It lands in the tree behind them. All right, it is now your turn, Garen.
Garen is torn. Finn is surrounded, but a commoner and another guard are in danger as well. Yeah, I'd say Garen would he'd probably fire at the guy with green armor.
Okay. Yeah,
Fire an arrow.
absolutely. And you're using a short bow?
Yes.
So the short bow has a range of 80,
Yes. Range of 80, so
83,
hit
20.
green.
Yeah. So what that means is 80 and beyond is at disadvantage, and beyond 320 is impossible. So this is at normal. Absolutely. 19 is definitely a hit. Go ahead and roll me some damage. Ooh.
9 damage.
Ooh, tell me what this looks like. You take
Oh.
this guy out.
Yeah, I'd say as he fires at the commoner and then starts to get ready to cock his crossbow to reload, Garen fires, the arrow would just go straight into his exposed side, and he'd just tumble right off into the water.
Yeah, he just crashes. You hear this. You hear all of his weaponry drops, and he begins to be carried away by the current. Would you like to reposition at all?
Yes, I'd say Garen would reposition here near the horse.
Okay.
Then use a cunning action to try to roll stealth and hide. So that maybe, possibly, potentially, I can get a sneak attack on the next one.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so you duck behind the wagon there. Absolutely. Arlen, it is your turn.
Right, Arlen is going to move up here with her movement, and for her action, she's going to cast Sleep.
Ooh.
So on a point within 90 feet, it's a 20-foot it's within 20 foot of a point I choose. So I'd like to kind of do it so that only these two are affected.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Tell me what this looks like as you cast this spell.
Yeah, I think Arlen sees the kind of commoners and the guard over here getting attacked. And luckily, Garen was quickly able to position and take out one of the bandits or whoever these may be However, she's still pretty concerned about everyone over there. And so she rushes forward, and you see the violet gem on her holy symbol begin to grow bright, as suddenly there's this point off in the distance where you see kind of this burst of like force that kind of stomps the rain in that position and pushes it back for a moment, and it passes those two, and this energy courses through them, perhaps putting them to sleep. We'll see.
Absolutely.
So roll 5d8, so 21.
Okay. So you see this individual here with blue eyes just literally stop moving. Yeah, fallen asleep. This person here beside him, they seem to be a little better armored. There are scraps of metal worked into their patchwork appearance. They shake their head. They manage to steel themselves against this spell.
Okay. And that is my turn.
Okay. Excellent. Very good. Gem, it is now your turn.
Okay. First of all, I'm going to move over here next to the cart, and then I am going to cast Bardic Inspiration for everyone.
Ooh, okay. Go ahead and post that in
Oh.
chat for me.
Hit me. That one? Okay, that one. Yes.
Okay, you can expire others. Oh no. You can inspire. Very different. Holy shit. Stirring words or music. Use a bonus action. Choose one creature other than yourself within 60 feet. They get Bardic Inspiration, which is a die 6. Okay.
Whose turn is it next? Finn? So that's going to Finn. And she's literally just gonna whip out her flute, as she always does, and play like the most inspiring thing you've ever heard. Just like, and it's just Finn hopefully like feels this sort of sense of empowerment. Like, yeah, he can do this.
I love it. Excellent. Okay. It's now the guard's turn. The guard will try to strike. You see them ready their spear and try to jab the individual in front of him. Oh, he rolled an 8. That is unfortunate. I think what you see is he's very badly wounded. He stumbles. He tries to just thrust the spear forward, and the individual in front of him literally grabs it and yanks it out and throws it towards the river, disarming this individual here. You hear him crying out in pain. Immediately afterwards, the assailant in front of him whips around, slashes his scimitar, and he decapitates this individual. He growls menacingly, and then he stomps around. That'll be his turn. Finn, it is now your turn.
So, Finn will sort of have gotten the parry, and then all of a sudden, I guess, from behind him, he'll feel like, you said it was like did they like spear me, or did they hit me with the butt of the weapon? Like, what was the damage that I took from the other one?
Had a sword, so a scimitar, so it's a curved blade, and they sliced you across the side.
Okay. So it's like, all right, so then it's like, oh, damn it. And like, he feels like this pain, and then all of a sudden, he feels like this pain sort of, it's still there, but he also feels this inspiration of like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And so he grabs his great club, and instead of hitting, he's going to hit the one with the red streak in his hair, the one that attacked him. He's going to just really haul off and just whack him with the great club.
Yeah, give us a roll. Absolutely. Holy crap.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll some damage.
Please.
Oh my god. Yes, tell me what this looks like.
He just, you know what? I think he's just he feels inspired. He just feels like, I could do this, and just smacks him right across the head, right like in the temple, and just knocks him down, and he just like collapses.
Yeah, absolutely. This guy, there's a sickening crunch. He falls down and he does not get back up.
And then, I guess as I don't know if it'd be an action, but I guess you just take his great club and look at the one next to him and go, "Were you ready for some too?"
Bring it on. I'm not afraid of you.
You just saw what I did to your friend there. Are you sure you're not afraid?
You can't intimidate me because you already used your action.
No.
But it is KB's turn.
KayBee drops his little bunny friend in the mud, and he runs
I need a
forward.
bunny
And he
icon.
crouches. He crouches right behind Garen, as if like he's hiding too. And he whispers, "That guy's a bad man." And he tucks his tool away, and then he makes a pistol with his finger, and he points at the bad man and goes, "Pew pew pew." And when he does that from his finger, you see dragonflies, one after other, dragonflies shoot from his fingertip and course across as the guy gets hit with magic missiles.
What the? Oh my god. That's so much damage. 14 damage? With your finger gun dragonflies?
I know.
What the fuck?
Yeah, magic missiles is OP.
Jeez. Okay, tell me what this looks like, because you just annihilate this man with dragonflies.
So I imagine this guy is really, really scary looking.
Yes.
In fact, KayBee's, his lower lip kind of quivers a little bit as he conceptualizes the fact facing this very strong enemy. The dragonflies shoot out, and they zing out between the wagons, and they circle the guy. The guy's like, "What the hell's this?" And just bam, bam, bam inside of the head, and he just kind of topples over in the mud.
Did you want to do this as non-lethal?
No.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so absolutely crumples down right after boasting that they're not afraid, but they have no further rebuttal. Absolutely. Is there anything else that you'd like to do?
Nope.
Ah, that's really
That's all.
brutal. Holy shit, KB. Okay, this guy's still asleep. He can't do anything. Probably dreaming about one day affording a manor, beachside, finding a nice husband, settling down. But it's Garen's turn now.
Alright. Well, Garen no longer needs to worry about indecision because, well, Finn is handled one and KayBee has taken down the other. It's just now big ornery down here.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know which one you X'd out. It wasn't the orange guy. It was the big mean guy.
Oh,
that decapitated.
Oh, this one
who I
here?
shot. Yes, that's the
Okay.
big
Oh,
scary guy.
I
I'm sorry.
apologize.
I just saw the map.
No, you're fine. Okay, well, this guy is definitely not down. He looks annoyed. So you see, like, blap, blap, blap. He looks disoriented. And though his former course was towards the commoner, he turns his attention straight towards you, KayBee.
Oh no.
Okay, my apologies. So this guy's still alive here and appears unscathed. But it is Garen's turn now.
alright. Well, still, I think the big ornery here is the most dangerous one, so Garen is going to attack him. Does Garen maybe possibly have advantage and sneak attack on him?
Yeah, so all of this is like basically happening at the same time, and he is focusing his eyes towards KayBee and hasn't focused on you quite yet. So go ahead and do this at advantage.
Alrighty. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'll use that blessing because maybe it'll help.
Okay, sounds good.
Oops. Or 1d4. Got it.
You want to do a /R 1d4 like that, without the period.
Yeah, or... Or one of these days I'll get it right.
Okay, so you do
Right, so-
13. Unfortunately, that's not enough.
Oh.
Yeah. So you take a shot. It just like whooshes right over his shoulder. It seems that you were so close. Unfortunately, it does not connect. Do you want to reposition at all?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be Garen's fighting style. So he's going to fire, and now he's probably going to reposition back here.
Excellent. Arlen, it is your turn.
Arlen is going to swim into here.
Okay.
And just kind of call out to this man. I don't think you know who you're messing with. And she will cast, not inflict wounds, that's my bad. Guiding bolt.
All right. Okay. Range spell attack on a hit. Just 4d6 radiant damage. I love guiding bolt. It's so nasty.
It's so nasty.
So nasty. Oh, yeah. Yes. Roll me that damage. 20. Absolutely hits.
4d6, 12.
All right. So it does have guiding bolt does have an additional effect where if it hits, the next attack made against the target has advantage because of a mystical, dim, glittering light. But you can reflavor that however you want. What does this look like for Arlen's spell?
Yeah, I think after this person is hit, they have what appears like a shimmering outline of starlight kind of surrounding them.
Oh, I love that. And their attention swivels over towards you, and he points at you with the bloody scimitar, saying, "I'm coming for you next."
She kind of raises her hand. Come get me.
Oh god, you're so smart.
How deep is this water?
It is pretty deep.
Okay.
I believe as a Triton you have a swim speed though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it doesn't bother you at all. Love it. Oh my god. Why you made this very difficult for him.
Thanks for putting a river here.
He's like, I might come get you. I haven't decided yet. It's not my turn, but it is Jem's turn.
Yes. So Jem is she's gonna see what Ireland did, and she's gonna like notice this big guy over here. She's gonna run up here and she's going to cast Vicious Mockery.
Ooh. Yes.
And she's going to okay. And she's going to get the big guy's attention and go, "Oi, hey! I bet you can kill a Mind Slayer just by starving it to death."
He goes, "What?" A wisdom saving throw. Oh no, he nat 20'd. He resisted. He says, "I don't understand. Is that supposed to be an insult? No, really, please explain it to me." Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Is anyone hurt? I forgot if anyone's hurt. But
You see Finn is bleeding from his side.
then can I cast Healing Word over to him?
Absolutely.
Oh, nope, not that one. That one. And I'm
Okay.
just gonna shout over to him. Get better, Finn. You got this.
Very nice.
Good.
Okay, go ahead and roll us some healing.
Wait, me?
So the way you want to do that is if you go over to your core tab again, and you look in your attacks and spellcasting, Healing Word is in there, and if you click that, instead of the spell card, it'll actually do the healing for you.
And
Wow, very nice. Okay, did you want to do this? I don't think you have level 2 spells yet, right?
why not? I don't know.
Okay, so Finn, you heal for 4 hit points. Feel better. Did you want to describe what this magical aesthetics looks like?
Not really anything happens. I just kind of no.
Very subtle.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. That guy's super dead. Okay. This guy here, he stomps forward. Wait, I need to count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. What's he gonna do? He is going to... You see him basically begin to charge across the bridge. You hear the bridge groaning from every footfall. And he throws a dagger towards Arlen as he's doing this. Does a 14 hit you?
It does not.
Okay. The dagger just goes bloop right into the river and is never seen ever again. That's going to be his turn. Finn, it is now your turn. There's an individual in front of you who has just challenged you to battle.
No, I will gladly accept. Swings around with his great club once again.
Oh my
Ooh.
god. Wow. Wow. That was a nat 20.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crit. Roll me
Do I-
some damage. So you just
Okay.
click on Great Club like normal.
Okay, I wasn't sure if... Okay.
Oh my god. Tell me what this looks like. Decimated.
So he looks at him, and I said, I hope you're ready for this. And just wham! Basically does the exact sort of same thing. And just winds the side of him. And then for extra measure, just like pounds him again in the head while he's down.
Yeah, he is not getting back up. He is crunched. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Do you want to reposition at all?
Yes. Let's see. Where is the thingy-mabob? There's the thingy-mabob. Can I get right next to KayBee?
Yes.
Cool. I'm gonna I guess sort of over here, the Garen, Rawr, and the Somp, and probably somewhere in the middle of all this, and then he's gonna. Oh, stop that. There we go. That's what I want to do, and then I'll get like probably right next to KayBee, or yeah, I don't want to be right on top. There we go. Yeah.
Okay.
And then kind of sneak up, sort of not sneak up behind him, but sort of like whisper enough, loud enough where KayBee can hear, and be like, I'm right behind you. I got you.
KayBee, it's your turn.
We gotta stop this guy.
Be focused. I trust you. I believe in you.
And I make a fist, and there's suddenly fire begins to glow between my fingers, and I go like this, and I throw it at that bad man in front of the horse.
Yeah.
I think I've got advantage because he is illuminated, right?
Absolutely.
That's a 20.
20 absolutely hits.
9 fire.
Very nice. See a grievous scorch right across his shoulder. He goes, "Ah!"
Now he's probably looking at me, so I turn around and I run. I run back here.
Excellent. All right. This guy is now dreaming about like a nice surf and turf dinner. You know, maybe after pillaging and raiding this caravan, just line their pockets with some nice funds, stop by that seaside restaurant. But now it's Garen's turn.
I want to mention I'm loving the dream descriptions. All right. So Garen is gonna move out to here, and then take another attack at Big Ornery.
Yeah.
And does he have advantage?
I believe it was just for the one time.
Okay. That's fine.
Yep. So he is no longer glowing.
Cut.
Bless.
Oh no.
You got
All
the
right,
bless.
I used it last turn.
Actually,
and
it
it was-
lasts for a minute.
Just to save you some trouble though, you did roll maximum, and I said that wasn't enough.
Yeah.
So if you want to roll again, you can.
But I already know it's not gonna work.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, the shot goes far and wide. Arlen, it is your turn.
Okay. Tell me if this is too much, but Arlen would like to dive under the water a little bit
Mhm.
and then kind of breach out. And while flying past this person, cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay. Roll me an athletics. Let's see how well you can do this.
Okay.
Oh, easy. That's a nat 20. Yeah, you can describe whatever the fuck you want.
All right. Well, let me roll for inflict wounds first, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
That's a hit.
So yeah, Arlen kind of like dives under the water, swims down about as far as she can go, and then swims back up very quickly, breaching through the water, kind of flying above the bridge, and just kind of this red gem kind of glows on her amulet as her hands reach out and grab this person, and this kind of painful energy courses through his body, dealing a lot of damage. 3d10.
So you can click on the word inflict wounds under that 19 in chat, and then that'll do the damage for you. Wow. 17 damage at level 2. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so you apply this painful energy. Does it show any kind of like physical harm, deterioration?
I think it's all internal.
Okay. So as you do so, they buck under the immense, just overwhelming sensation of pain, and you see them kind of writhing in place, and you can actually see blood dripping down their face, and their eyes go unfocused, and you can tell this was a devastating blow. They are still up. Do you want to like land on the bridge there or fly
I would like
past?
to fall back into the water if I can.
Yeah, absolutely. That nat 20,
Yeah.
of course, yeah. All right, perfect. You just see, just like a dolphin, just slap, inflict wounds. Bye. Jem, it's your turn.
Help if I unmute. What am I going to do? I think probably.
He looks very badly wounded, if that helps.
He's very wounded. Then she is probably going to take the dagger at her thigh and probably just toss it to him.
Okay.
Like, straight at his head.
Yeah. All right, that's a hit. So in chat under the 20 there, it says dagger +3. You want to click on the word dagger.
Thank you.
No problem. 2 damage. Okay. Yeah, you see it grazes him on the side of the neck and he begins to bleed, but it is not quite enough to put him down.
I think that's all I'm going to do.
Okay. His attention reels over towards you because Arlen is gone. Arlen is gone. It is now his turn. Oh no. He's gonna come up towards you.
Oh.
And you see him
That big guy?
bring up his sword. He has a multi-attack. Oh, hold on. Is there a way I can stop whispering to myself? Never whisper. Alright. He has a multi-attack. But he doesn't have a dagger anymore. So tries to swipe at you. Oh fuck. Okay. 23 is a hit. 18 is a hit. Okay.
Yeah.
You take 15 damage. You see Jem get cut down. She crumples to the ground. Of 0 hit points. You're not dead. You're just bleeding out. Finn, you see the enraged captain here charge forward, just whoosh, whoosh. You see Jem disappear on the other side of the cart.
Oh, man. Alright. He's within 30 feet, so I'm gonna, especially after seeing that, Finn's gonna run up and go, "No, this is not happening while I'm here." And he's running towards him, and he's gonna use his great club. Now, I want to know, because I haven't used this as much, how does Hunter's Mark work? Do I use it before, after? Does it work on my great club?
Yes, it works. So Hunter's Mark is a bonus action, which is separate from your regular action.
Oh, well, okay. I guess I
Yeah,
did have a bonus.
So you can use it, yeah. I do believe you have a finite number of uses. I'll have to look that up. But
Okay,
yes.
well, I definitely want to use it for this guy.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I'm good with
Spell.
using one of them on it.
Okay.
So,
So you
alright.
cast Hunter's Mark, and you have total creative liberty to how you want to describe this. If you want it to have like any kind of aesthetic or literally doesn't look like anything, it's up to you.
Okay.
What does it
So
look like
then
when you cast this spell?
do I click it or do I just talk first and then do I click? Like, I guess my question is when do I actually click Hunter's Mark?
It's up to you. You can do that now while you describe it if you want.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. So he's sort of like he knows limited spells, but he knows enough, and he sort of casts sort of like a spell thing on it and touches it, and as it goes, it's got this kind of like the Great Club itself is a bit of a darker wood color, so as it casts it kind of radiates this sort of like greenish energy from it, and so you just see kind of like green. Glow cuts is not the word I'm trying to look for, but we're going with it.
Oops.
But yeah. So
There you
did I
go.
do the wrong thing?
No, you're fine. So if you see on your character sheet, I opened it up
Yeah.
for you.
Yep.
So when you click on the little eye, it expands it, and then if you see the little speech bubble, that
Yep.
spits out the spell card. So
Oh,
you see all the
where
words
I go
there.
to like do the expose stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay, so
I
you
knew it was
choose a
somewhere.
creature you can see within range. The range is 90 feet, and you mystically mark it as your quarry. You deal an additional 1d6 damage to the target whenever you hit it, and you have advantage on perception or survival checks to find it. And then if it drops to 0 points before the spell ends, you can basically move it to a different creature. So you
Okay.
did roll your damage, which was 6. However, you have to see if you actually can hit them.
Right. So are we gonna count that as if I do hit with my Great Club? Are we gonna still count that 6, or do you want me to re-roll it?
Yeah, we'll count the 6.
Alrighty. Great Club, go.
You'll have to be within melee range.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yep. 15 is a hit. Beats
Nice.
beats. Yeah, so roll me some damage here.
11
Alright.
plus 6.
Yep. So that's 17 damage, which is enough. Tell me how you end this.
Okay, so Finn is sort of like said enraged and sort of like puts the spell on this Great Club, and he's like, I'm not letting something like this happen again. And he like gets really pissed and just like slams at him. And so as that happens, instead of like where he just kind of hit the temple of the other one, he just went full on right in front of his head and just cracked him down. Almost looked like he embedded his spine down into his body and just drives him square down. And he just kind of collapses in front of him, and you can kind of see the cut on his like side of his neck, sort of like obviously there's more comes out, and he just kind of collapses, and you can just see Finn sort of just enraged and this like he's always been very calm. No one's ever really seen him this angry or upset at anything like this, and so he's just like standing there unaware of everything around him, and just this like anger and just like, I'm stopping this evil, damn it. And that's it.
KayBee runs up and falls on his knees in the mud next to Jem. He tucks some hair off of in front of her eyes, and he just kind of sits there and he prays a little bit as he casts a healing spell.
Nice. 9 hit points. Okay. So, Jem. The world goes black after the bandit had charged you, cut you down. You just lost all sensation, all sense of space and time. All of a sudden, you are filled with breath again as you are magically stitched back together. You are laying here on the coast of this little river, and right in front of you is KayBee. KayBee, what does it look like when you're casting this spell? Do we see anything? What does Jem see?
Well, she flitters her eyes open and she sees that this tiny little old man just sitting in front of her, just praying to the nature gods or something. There's no light, there's no magic. And perhaps she feels a warmth from within.
Yeah, I think like with the river splashing with you right next to you, you definitely get some of that cold spray from the water just rushing forward. And like this guy's definitely like all the way down here now. He's like, "Bye." Yeah, you just feel this warmth from within. You say anything?
Jim, I think maybe here I got this ring. I think maybe you should have this ring, this magic ring we got. This is good. This is for you. Take this, please.
Oh, she's gonna be kind of like lost for words. Like, yeah, she's not really aware what's happening right now, but she'll like take the ring and be like, "Oh,
It's all good.
is everything okay now? Is
I think so."
Yeah, I think as kind of you all are there with Gem, Finn, I'm assuming you're kind of hanging there as well. But to anybody paying attention, I think you notice that once this person falls, she doesn't skip a beat, and she hurriedly heads towards the bandit that was asleep to try to kind of like restrain him and like get the captive or whatever so that they can be questioned. But
Yeah.
she doesn't like look back towards Gem or anything to try to help her, which is maybe a little callous.
I'd say Garen actually did see KayBee scurry over there. He recognizes KayBee's got some abilities and trusts him to take care of things, and would also be heading towards the bandit that's asleep with you.
Yeah. Arlen definitely gets there first, but you're definitely able to assist. And we'll say that they are effectively restrained. They cannot not resist you. They are tied up. Where's the button? I want the button. Whatever. You know they're tied up. Okay, they are still asleep. You see them just sort of like dazed, standing on their feet. Their eyes are closed. And Gem and KayBee, you are very close to Finn, who is raging more or less beside you. And you can see that he is lost to his thoughts, his feelings, and out of touch of the moment. Gem, you do feel a lot better.
Finn? Mr. Finn?
And as soon as he hears KayBee's voice, he immediately starts to calm down. And he goes, "Are you all right?" And then he looks over at Jen, and kind of extends out a hand to her. "Need some help up?"
she'll take it, stand up, or sort of stand up. Thank you. I'm feeling much better.
Good.
Jim, look, it looks like you made a mud angel.
It does.
All right. And then back over here, as the two of you restrain this individual, you remove their weapons. They seem to have a crossbow bolt on their back, and a scimitar at their side, and a dagger in their boot. Sort of toss the weapons aside, disarming them. They are still asleep.
I think once he's suitably restrained, and she'll kind of look up towards Garen as well, just to make sure that he's ready. But she'll kind of like shake him awake.
Okay. You shake him awake and he goes, "Oh. What's this then? What?" And you see him beginning to struggle against his bonds. "Release me!" Release me if you have any sense. Do you know who I am?
I think not. You'll stay there. And whether you talk to us or not, understand that we are going to bring you to the magistrate.
No, you can't. There's a bounty out for me. Listen, you let me go now, and I'll tell you where you can find some treasure.
Well, I'm sure stories of treasure are quite easy to come by. I never fancied myself a bounty hunter, but I suppose that's not a bad living.
Oh, now, hold on there. And then his attention goes to Arlen. You look like a reasonable sort. Don't you want some treasure? Listen, you let me slip loose, and I will mark it on your map. Boundless treasure. You'll be able to retire.
Oh no, I've actually been an adventurer for some time, and I have plenty of coin. I'm not much in need of any more. But what I don't need is people on the loose robbing others and killing others. And she kind of looks back towards the man who was beheaded.
Yeah. As you look back, you see the commoner who had been cowering and just barely managed to survive this fray with these wicked men run up, and she drops to her knees beside the guard, and you can see that she's shaking. She's crying just from the inconsolable grief that washes over her. You can tell that this was someone important to her.
Arlen sighs, thoughts drifting back to her parents saying that kind of the hardest things they had to face in their adventuring days were other people and kind of the difficulties that came with killing someone. I tried to put you and your friend to sleep so that this wouldn't end in more bloodshed, but that unfortunately didn't happen. So why don't you just tell us what you were planning, why you were doing this?
You can see at that moment, the bandit seems to realize that there's no escape for him. So instead of trying to bargain his way out, he immediately just begins to curse and throw obscenities, and he says, "Listen, this is the gang, the Crow Gang's territory. You don't stand a chance. Doesn't matter how many of the king's men are patrolling the roads, there are not enough. Saltmarsh is wide, and the bogs are deep. Only a matter of time before one of my crew, one of the smugglers, the pirates, or in the realm of the sea princes, nobody's safe out here."
I think at that point, that's when Garen would actually grab him, kind of push him down to the ground, and then get right up to his face.
Ooh, 20
Oh,
intimidation.
Yeah, get right up into his face. Then why don't you tell us where to find them? So we might, have a talk with them ourselves.
He stutters and cowers underneath you, sputtering some mud and dirt. He struggles. "They'll kill me. You'll kill me. What's the point?"
Considering that young lady back there crying, I don't care right now.
Listen.
That was you. You caused that.
Falls quiet. He says, eventually, after a stretch of silence, "Do you have a map?"
That's when Garen would look over to Arlen.
Do I have a map?
Is that something your character would have?
Um,
I mean, I don't have it listed, but
I guess so.
yeah,
Okay.
I would think one of us would.
Okay. Who has a map?
I have a map.
Okay.
It's maybe a little damp at the moment, but it still works.
So any maps of Saltmarsh are definitely going to be on the more obscure and the more underdeveloped side. This area is just recently starting to get attention, so there haven't been very many cartographers going out and making all of these super intricate detailed maps yet. You have just a general sense, like this is Saltmarsh here, this is the coast, and then you have towards the northeast, we have Burl. It marks out like the major landmarks such as the rivers, and then further up northeast in Kyoland is the capital, very far away from here. And he says, "Right, put your pencil in my mouth and I'll mark it on your map."
She will do so.
And you now have the location of the Crow gang lair. He just marks on the map.
Okay. As she takes the pencil back, she kind of like looks him in the eye. I understand that you were asleep for most of that, and because of that, you're not really aware of who we are and what we can do, but I wouldn't worry about us. You say that no amount of King's men can come and take care of the Crow gang, but we aren't the King's men. We are adventurers. I'll talk to the magistrate, tell him that you were cooperative and you helped see if you can perhaps get a reduced sentence, but we will be taking care of the rest of your friends.
Okay. What are the group of you doing over there? Finn has calmed down. Jem, you are now up on your feet.
I think when Finn finally calms down enough and he's no longer just, getting into his own head in the situation, I think he's going to, and the other two are also welcome, he'll also tell them, you're welcome to do this as well. He's going to try and loop the bodies, see if there's anything at the bodies that are worth taking or anything there.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So you find a collection of 18 silver pieces on all three of these bodies. I'm assuming you're not going to loot the guard.
No, I want to loot the three people.
The bandits,
The three
okay.
enemies. Yeah. The three enemies. Yeah.
Right, you find a number of weapons. I don't know if you want to keep those or not. Let me see real quick. E is for bandit. All right.
Yes.
There are 2 scimitars here. There's 2 crossbows. And the bandit captain has another scimitar and is wearing studded leather armor.
And crossbows are money. You can sell those for money.
Yeah. I could, couldn't I? That's right. Huh.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check, then.
Oh.
I'd like to do that too if I could.
Okay.
Please.
Okay. Finn, you managed to get the 18 silver even with a 4. With the 10 KayBee, you don't find anything extra. All right, Jem. So you see KayBee and Finn are just pulling out the pockets of these bandits. Did you want to do anything?
Yes. I think I'm just going to make my way over to where Erlen and Garen are.
Okay.
Just slowly
as you're coming up, you can see the beheaded guard here, and you see this woman here on her knees weeping. And as the camera pans up towards Arlen, thank you, Matihi, for the draw of the deck of many things. Emma, my dear, please tell me when to stop.
I'm terrified.
You should be.
Stop!
Okay. Okay, this is a good one.
Okay. Good in a good way or good in a bad way?
We will see.
Yeah, because knowing Stella, she could be, ooh, this is a good one because it'll be really fun and exciting for the story, but bad for us.
Yeah, totally.
This is good for you or me, but you won't know.
All right. Yeah. So you do have the bandit restrained, and the intention is to take them with you to Saltmarsh.
Yes.
Okay. We'll load him onto the cart. All right. So do you have to deal with this situation here? I mean, you could just ignore it and not engage with it. There is someone grieving here, and there is a body of someone that is very important to a person in your caravan.
I'm gonna go over there.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna go ahead and just move everybody closer there.
so who is the? This is only 2 wagons from the caravan. Is that correct?
Yeah, so there are more caravans, and there's like other things that have been going on, but we're just kind of focusing in on this right here.
Okay, so they've lost somebody. Is that the lady who lost the person? Is that, did she say anything? Is it a family member or just a close friend?
No one has said anything to her yet.
I'll stand next to her, and I don't know what she's doing. She's crouching down, what have you.
She is currently just bawling into her hands. She is very close to this person here. You can tell that they are very important to her. They were.
I'm so sorry. We tried to stop them, but it's too late.
She looks up to you, and you can see that her eyes are red and bleary, and she says, "Thank you. I was certain that it would be my end as well. I understand the road is dangerous.
Can I help you? How can I help you?
Don't know. Saltmarsh has these dangers. They mount day after day. The king having decreed so much effort, so much time and funds into expanding Saltmarsh. This is the price that the people here pay. They don't realize it, but by trying to change Saltmarsh, they are bringing great focus to it, and sleeping dangers are awakening. Banditry is common throughout here. You never know when you're going to be the victim.
Can we do something to help?
We'll like montage this a little bit. She seems inconsolable and unable to deal with the body.
Okay. If we can help, I don't know if they want to put the person in the wagon or bury them, whatever we can do to help.
Yeah, she seems fine with them being buried. Do you want to go through with the effort of burying the other bandits as well? This is out towards the whole group.
I think once burying her loved one was agreed upon, Garen would grab a shovel and begin. He just wants some way to help. He just didn't know how. He's like, I don't know how to do that. What do I do here? Now he has an action he can do.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think KayBee just overall he couldn't see somebody in this much pain and suffering and without doing something. He's just automatically going to do everything he can to help.
Okay. Jem, do you want to help at all? What is Jem doing?
Yeah, I think Jem will also help bury the bodies.
Oh, Garen doesn't. Yeah, I mean, if everyone agrees to bury the bandits, Garen will help, but he doesn't care about burying them.
Okay. Right. And we will go ahead and say that eventually the caravan begins to move on. And there is a heaviness that follows the group. You don't see this woman again. But when you return to your caravan, your particular cart, you see that there is a bundle that has been left. You recognize it is tied up in a green ribbon that you had seen on this woman. Arlen, you notice this. Pick up the bundle. You have drawn a key card. When you open the bundle to check what's inside, you see a short sword. It is unusual to behold. It has a red blade. It seems to be made out of some kind of red steel. And the hilt of it is coral. It is a soft, creamy color. You can see pock marks where it looks very much like natural coral. It ends in a curl. It reminds you very much of the deep ocean. Do you touch it? So you have
Absolutely.
it. Do you pick it up?
Yeah.
As you touch it, you feel that the hilt is extremely cold. It reminds you very much of the deep ocean. And you even get whiffs of sea salt as you kind of lean in to inspect it a little closer. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check. 21, very nice. This is absolutely made of magic. When you hold it up to your ear, you can hear waves. You focus a little more. You realize there are whispers among the waves.
Did you give me a cursed magical item?
I don't know.
I think.
Do you want to cuddle with
Arlen,
it for an hour to figure out what it is?
Totally. I think she kind of like is holding it in the air, looking at it, examining it, really kind of feeling its heft. Obviously, simply because of the way it looks and the way it acts, she's very drawn to it, kind of being who she is. And as she's listening to kind of the waves emitting from the blade, and as she's hearing kind of these voices beyond it, she's concentrating on trying to hear the voices. And I mean, unless people kind of like interrupt her or anything, she does that for the next hour.
Okay. I'll say it's totally up to you if you want the discovery of this and your, like, just investigation of this is private, or if it's something that everyone witnesses and can interact with. So that's up to you.
Oh, we can make it private, sure. Maybe
Okay.
while everybody's, because I had thought maybe like while everybody is kind of like digging the grave and stuff, she was staying with the prisoner.
Yeah.
And then maybe she kind of goes back to get something from their cart and finds the package.
Yeah, you happen to just be there first and you find it and you have this private moment. You slip it away and then later you wait until you have time to investigate it. And once you attune to it, actually doesn't require attunement, but you figure out what it is. It is a short sword of certain death. When you damage a creature with an attack using this magic weapon, the target can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn. It is a finesse weapon and it is light, so you can use it as an offhand. And
Okay.
so that's what it is mechanically, but you listen. And it speaks to you.
What is your name?
My name is Arlen. What is your name?
As you ask, it doesn't reply. You find compulsion that you will not be able to get rid of this, no matter how hard you try.
Love it. Perfect.
Dang.
It knows your name. And this is where we're going to take our break. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. If you've been with us since the beginning, please take this moment to stretch, grab something to drink, grab some food, and we'll be back here in a little bit. You're back. So a number of hours pass, the night continues on, and eventually, as the twilight settles in, the road is only illuminated by the torches that are being carried by your caravan, any lanterns that are lit. You see up ahead on the road is a single torch above a ruined wall. It seems to be made out of stone, but it is in great disrepair. It looks as if it has been weathered down over many, many, many years. And you see a single person on this wall as the caravan is slowly making its way through. The group of you, if you want to be walking alongside the caravan, you can. If you want to be inside, you are now here, finally, at Saltmarsh, after a very long journey. You have been on the road for, let's say, about a month now.
I think Arlen is walking along the caravan, just kind of stretching her legs for a bit as they get closer. And she notes kind of the guard on top of the wall. Is like the gate closed or anything, or there's just like a person there? Okay.
Yeah, so what you see is what looks like it's a breaking wall. It even doesn't wrap all the way around Saltmarsh. It looks as if there's a wall and a road, right? And the edges of the wall are broken down and weathered. So it seems more like a statement rather than a literal fortification.
Okay. She kind of waves at the guard that's on top of the wall as they get closer.
As you get closer, you see that there is an older man up there. He is half-elf, and he looks down at you. And as soon as he seems to have some kind of attention from one of you, he points. Says, "Yo, what's your name?"
My name is Arlen.
"Step off to the side. Want to have a word with you."
Of course. And she'll kind of like look around, but we'll step off to the side.
Okay. So the rest of you see Arlen being gestured off to the side.
I think Garen would step off to the side with her.
Okay. And the caravan doesn't look like it's stopping. It looks like it's continuing its way into Saltmarsh.
If that's the case, I think Jem's gonna notice those two, like step off to the side and be like, wonder what's going on. So she's gonna head over there too.
You see KayBee. I'm sorry. KayBee jumps out of the back of the wagon. Oh no.
You have Bunny with you?
Of course.
Okay. And Finn, Do you want to stay? Do you want to ride away?
I'm gonna follow KayBee.
Okay. Yeah. So the rest of the caravan just slowly crawls along, and eventually you see them disappearing into the wall of Saltmarsh. As you're standing there, the guard peers over. You can barely see his face. You see a grizzled beard. You see salt and pepper throughout. There's a helmet that's a little too large, and you can see that his stature is a little on the more frail side as he rests against the wall and peers down, partially lit by the torch beside him. Says, "Tell me a story. Your story. What are you doing here?"
Well, she kind of like looks back from whence they came, just kind of thinking about the long road. I'm an adventurer, and I heard there were things that needed help with here in Saltmarsh, so I thought I would travel to this area, join the caravan, and on our way we've come across a few strange tidings. We were attacked by some... What were the tree creatures called?
Twig blights.
We were attacked by some twig blights in the forest and an imp, and then we were kind of surprised by some bandits on the road, one of which that we captured to bring here to your authority. But
As you're saying all of this, and everyone can see this very plainly, he begins to continue leaning over. You can tell he's very interested, especially as you start to talk about strange things happening. His eyes go a little wider. He starts nodding along. He's just drinking up all of these details. And also, for anyone that is particularly paying attention, you see him pulling a flask from his belt and he takes a quick swig. Anyone that wants to roll an insight check, absolutely welcome to. All right, fantastic. We got 11 from KayBee, 16 from Garen, Arlen with a 10, and Jem with a 9, Finn from a 6. Okay, everyone but Finn can tell that he's just bored, and he is fascinated by what you have to say. You also get the sense that it's probably a gossip, right? He's asking for stories, he's interested, he's curious. He starts to pry a little. Twig blight. Oh, how did you take care of it?
yes, well, it's quite an interesting story. So there we were in the woods trying to gather firewood for our encampment. It was raining. It was very difficult to see or find any wood that wasn't already wet. But as we went underneath this mountain pass, we were suddenly sprang upon by these blights, and there are these large wood-like creatures, and they danced upon us. And my friend Garen here, and kind of gestures towards Garen, was able to dispatch with many of them, while the rest of us provided support. Finn crushing them with his mace, with his great club, and Jem throwing daggers, KayBee lighting them all aloft with magics so that we could target them better, and me stabbing them through with my spear.
Oh, adventurers like you, I'll be honest, I don't like how there are so many strangers coming into Saltmarsh. You see, Saltmarsh used to be a quiet place. You'll find that many of the locals here prefer the peace and quiet. But no more of the days that Saltmarsh is sleepy and uneventful. Every day, people come in from all stretches of Kyoland. They all are in search of glory and treasure. Now, I don't particularly mind. I am a loyalist. I believe that the king has great intentions. But will find that not everyone here is going to be pleased that you, among with so many others, coming to disrupt the peace.
Arlen kind of nods knowingly. I understand, but perhaps we could meet for a drink later so that we would no longer be strangers to at least someone in the town.
His eyes get very, very, very shiny as you say that. Are you buying?
Why, yes, of course. I'm an adventurer. I have plenty of coin to treat a fellow such as yourself.
Ah, good. And then all of a sudden, he leans off the wall. You hear the clomping of his armor as he makes his way down off of the wall. There's no one on this wall anymore. He just stands there next to you. Right, the Wicker Goat is just down the street.
Oh, is your shift over?
He looks at the wall. It'll be fine.
All right, well, I trust you to know. Let's go.
All right.
Actually, before that, we do have a prisoner. Is there a place that we could deposit him?
Oh, you have a prisoner. Why? What happened?
One of the bandits.
Oh, the bandits! Oh, there's so many of them. He just kind of puts his hands on his hips. No, he's holding a torch. He puts a hand on a hip. He looks down the road and he says, well, fortunately, the barracks is right across the street from the Wicker Goat. And he begins to walk down the street. And the caravan's moving slow enough that you absolutely can retrieve the bandit if you want. So here on this map, I think everyone's on the map. Yeah.
Garen is absolutely not surprised about the bar being right across the street from the barracks.
Yes. So as you enter Saltmarsh, you can see to the, hold on, north is not up on this map. To the east. So north is to the right there. To the east, you see that there are a number of fields. You can see that there is some agriculture here within the wall of Saltmarsh. And as you're continuing down this road here, going... you see a formidable building to the east. You can tell very clearly that this is a barracks and a jail. It is a stone fortification, and there are a number of guards posted outside. They seem pretty disinterested, and the wall guard that is accompanying you now waves at them enthusiastically, pointing at the group of you. Listen, they've offered to buy a round of drinks. And the two guards at the door there perk up. They're like, oh, about time. You know, let's, yeah, I could do a drink. They're buying, right? Yeah.
Yes, bring as many of your fellow guards as you'd like. Love to treat you all.
They look at each other. One of them kind of turns towards the door of the barracks and begins to open the door.
Hopefully there's not too many
no.
guards. Hundreds of people come to the tavern.
You hear a shout. Free drinks! Who wants a drink? 3 more guards come out.
Oh.
And so how are you holding this bandit? Or do you just have him standing next to you? Do you have him thrown over your shoulder? The caravans are gone now.
Yeah. I'd say Garen's probably got a hand on his shoulder and is, moving him towards the barracks.
KayBee looks up at the prisoner. Do you want a drink?
The bandit looks down at you, looks completely miserable. They'll probably put me to death. Yes, I would very much like a drink. Please. It's a mercy that you can do for me. I've been so cooperative. He looks very distinctly towards the guards. Guards have their hands on their hips and they're just earing him down, just...
He has actually been very cooperative. He even told us where the rest of his gang is, so that we might be able to take care of them later.
As you say that, the bandit just goes completely pale. No. Listen, I agreed to tell you where to find the lair. You can't just give the location.
I'm not going to tell them the location. I'm just saying that you've been cooperative so that they might not execute you.
The wall guard who says just out of nowhere, "My name is Jeffrey." Hold on, let me write this down. Wall guard Jeffrey. He says, "Oh, you know the location? Don't you?" Leans in towards Arlen. "Where is it?"
Unfortunately, I can't tell you that. If you want me to keep being able to buy you rounds of drinks at the tavern, then I need to have the coin to be able to do it.
Say no more. It's fine. It's fine. Lightbright, thanks for the resub and the comment. Executions, yay! Thanks. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. So the guards essentially offer to take the bandit off of your hands. They offer to pay you a sum of 1 gold for the bounty of this particular bandit.
Okay. Gold's a gold. Add it to the loot tracker.
Okay. They also offer you 5 gold for the location of the Crow Gang lair. Why is that so hard to say? Nope.
Arlen's not going to give it up. I don't know about everybody else, what they're thinking.
Sir Jeffrey,
Oh,
The
I'm not a
Crow Gang.
sir. Don't say that. That'll get me into a lot of trouble.
Sergeant, Corporal, Private.
Just call me Jeff.
Hey Jeff, is the Crow
with a
Gang a
G.
big deal?
Jeff.
Is the Crow Gang a big deal?
Oh, there are so many petty squabbling organizations popping up here and there. As I said before, Saltmarsh is becoming quite the seat of interest for many, many different parties. You see, there is a long history of pirates and raiders and smugglers. Oh, it's impossible to keep track of all the names. I'm sure they're just one of a dozen.
So they sound like they're rather minor then.
Possibly. I will keep an ear out. Very good at that.
That would be appreciated.
So you're adventurers here in Saltmarsh? Well, this, and he literally, like, y'all are standing in front of the barracks. He just literally turns around and the building behind him. This is the Wicker Goat. It is owned by Lankus Currid, who is a retired officer of the Koish army. You'll find that many guards prefer this drinking hole, and that some of the miners like to come here as well. If you look down that way, it's kind of hard to see, especially at night, unless you have dark vision. You see that there is a slow decline. You see a number of trees further west, because west is down on this map. West, there are a number of trees, and over there is a 2-story building right here. That is the Miners Guild.
I had heard that there was an adventurers guild as well. Where has that been established?
Oh, I believe that would be somewhere in proper Saltmarsh. And you see him gesturing further down this main road that you were on. You will find a number of different markets here. Some businesses. They're all quite, so to speak, becoming a little more established. you have arrived at a point where the only thing that has really dug its heels is the Miners' Guild. You see, Miners' Guild is here on behalf of the king. They are led by Manistrad Copperlocks. Copy paste. Ignore the fact it's all caps, okay?
So I'm not sure we want to work for the miners. Have you by chance heard of an individual named Anders Solmore?
Oh, of course. Everyone in Saltmarsh knows Anders, young Anders. He is a bit of a folk hero, so to speak. Recently inherited his family's fleet of fishing boats. God's rest his mother, Petra, recently passed away. Very untimely. Young Anders is the youngest person to ever be elected into the council. He is very impressionable. What a good boy.
I'm sorry. How young is he?
Jeff looks over the group. Probably around your age. Gesturing vaguely towards Erlen.
Oh, all right. Well, so how about those drinks?
Yeah, and then all of the guards. You have like an entourage of like 5 guards with you, and you all make your way into the Wicker Goat. Wicker Goat is a 2-story building. It seems to be pretty well maintained. You find that there is a throng of people in here, especially now that it is quite late in the evening. As soon as you enter, you hear the din of conversations. You hear the clanking of armor. Quite a few guards in here already. You see that there are a number of attendants weaving through different crowds here, distributing various meals. You see and smell soup, bread, meats. It is quite a lovely little establishment here. Seems to be pretty well maintained. And you see a human at the bar towards the back.
Arlen, I imagine, is being led there by the guards. But she'll kind of walk up towards the bar and this man. Pardon me.
The bartender puts down a mug that they were polishing, and they look to you. Hello. Welcome to the Wicker Goat. Are you thirsty?
Yes, me and my friends are very thirsty. I was wondering, could I buy drinks for everyone here?
There's a pause. They look around. Everyone?
How many people are here?
1 moment.
And
There's 40 people in here.
40 people here. How much do drinks cost here?
Oh, they're probably going to be a little inflated because of all of the recent people coming in here. Hold on. I hate this. I never know how much food costs in 5e.
Economy.
Ale cost 5e.
Everything costs 1 silver.
Wow, no, it says... Wait. Okay, a mug is 4 coppers. So we'll say that it is 8 coppers for a mug. So it is kind of on the pricey side.
Okay.
I bring out a fistful of coins and I drop them on the table in front of Erlen.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure she has enough to pay for drinks for everybody. I'm just trying to figure out how much it would actually cost.
I
32
can
silver.
open my calculate. 32 silver?
Yep.
Okay.
32. Oh, that's nothing.
So that is
would
3
be
gold, 2 silver.
Yeah, I'll buy drinks for everybody in here.
Okay. So, KayBee, are you contributing anything to this?
Yes.
All right. How much are you paying?
One handful of coins, whatever that is. I don't care. I got some money. And I love spending money on friends.
Okay. So in this game, I know a lot of my other games, I'm like, yeah, you have money. It doesn't matter. I'm going to actually count how much money you have in this game. So it matters here.
Okay, I'll pay for half.
Okay.
As long as Arlen doesn't
Oh my god.
swap me away.
32.
So
That's
that would be
16
1
silver
gold.
each.
Yeah, 1 gold, 6 silver. I mean, if you want to, yeah. I won't
Easy
object.
peasy. I'm glad to.
I now I'm down to a paltry sum of 24 gold and 4 silver.
Jeez. Okay, tell me what this looks like as you're like pulling out this money. Are you like flashing it around? Are you being a little more subtle? What kind of vibe are we getting here?
I think she pulls out kind of her bag of coins and plops it onto the counter. I think maybe the guards directly around her realize how much she has, but everybody else in the tavern, I don't imagine, has been told, hey, this person's buying drinks for everybody yet.
Yeah, not
So
yet.
I don't think attention's on her quite yet, but I think the guards notice that.
And your party definitely notices too. As the camera kind of like pans around and gets a feel for what everyone's doing, how they're looking. What do we see here? You see KayBee contributing a little. Erlen's just like thwunk. Coin, 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 right? Garen, what do you do? What do you say? What do you feel? Finn?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear Finn. I guess Finn will be kind of near. I think probably KayBee because he was following behind them as we were going there. So he'll just kind of be near him and kind of watch him pour over some of the money to help pay for some of that. And I'm like, oh, it was really nice of you.
How about Jem? Oh, you're muted.
Jem has been out of work for a little bit, so she doesn't have much on her, so she's going to take whatever she can get. Like, I never turn down a free drink.
Awesome. I think as an entertainer, you would also know, just as like a general thing, that it's pretty common that you can find some work in places like this, especially if there's a crowd you can offer, and depending on the place, depending on whether or not they're interested, you might be able to even get like lodging or free food, or, well, not free, but as an exchange of a barter, like you do some work, entertain, and you can get this or that. Is that something that you would want to do here, or you just want to keep a low profile for now?
Honestly, she'd probably get the bartender's attention and ask him if there's need of any entertainment for the night. If she is willing to offer her services.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Do you like show off your flute as you're saying that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
She'll pull out her flute, and then she'll pull out her portable pole.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so the bartender kind of looks between Arlen and KayBee as they're producing funds. And they seem a bit unsure of what's going on, why you're doing this. You definitely get the sense of scrutiny. But their attention drifts over to Jem, and they're like, yeah. The stage is right over there. Please, help yourself. We can talk about negotiating something later. Anyway, drinks for everyone? Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. And he swoops up all of the coin. Party loses 3 gold, 2 silver. And he rolls up his sleeves and says, this is going to take a minute. Jeff clambers up this old man in this rickety armor climbs up onto a bar stool and says, "Everyone, this individual here is buying drinks. I would like to introduce you to my friend, Arlen, right?
Arlen. Yes.
Arlen. You have a family name?
Ruvalath.
Arlen Ruvalath." And then there's a loud cheer. There are farmers here. You see very visibly there are some laborers that might be miners. You see there are a number of guards as well. Everyone in this room turns their attention to you. And some of them raise up half-empty mugs. A few of them begin to clamber up and make their way towards the bar. Everyone gives you a gentle pat on the shoulder in thanks.
When the uproar dies down a little bit, I say, "Yay, you're a hero."
We're both heroes. You helped too.
All right, and then as everybody's getting their drinks, Garen would flag Jeffrey down. Be like, "Hey, Jeffrey, is this a good place to set up for board, or is there a better place around?"
Oh, yeah, they're good for it. Hey, Lankus. The bartender eventually turns over. There's a long line and a big crowd here. There are 40 people in this room, right? And they're like, what is it? You have any board and room for our friends here? Absolutely. They'll get the suite. And just turns away.
Oh,
There you
thank
go.
you.
Gem.
Thank you very much.
Yes, of course. Gem. So you can see that there's a stage on the opposite side of the room. It is a very simple platform. You see that there is a very small, very old piano set up there. And you can see that there is a stool, a single stool there.
Yeah, I think while this is happening, she will squeeze her way over to the stage and just start playing something, lively and jaunty for the mood.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to play like something more of like an adventure song, like a marching song, or something more of like a drinking song?
Probably more like a drinking song.
Okay, sounds good.
Everyone's drinking now.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and roll me performance.
Performance. Yeah.
Even with an 8, that's fine. Yeah, you play a song and it seems to be a pretty average performance here. Some people start bobbing their heads with it. Some people start breaking out into song, especially the more inebriated ones. And everyone begins to enjoy themselves. Naturally, the crowd breaks apart and they diverge into different clusters as they were before. And Lankus turns his attention to you as a group. He's leaning up against the counter, looking over at Gem. He says, "Been a while since we've had flute in my establishment."
Well, Gem's good.
Indeed.
How long are you staying in Saltmarsh?
Probably quite a while.
Very good. Begins to polish the bar as he's talking to you. Well, can't guarantee the suite for you every night, but if you want a regular room, I can give it to you at a discount. Especially, points over at Gem as Gem is performing. Especially if you bring them back. It's nice to have something a little different.
Can't guarantee every night. We'll probably be out adventuring, but
I would say, I mean, as long as we're around and we're in town and we can be here, yeah.
Oh, well, that's fair, yeah. There are quite a few adventurers coming in through the area. Well,
We
What would
appreciate
it take
though.
to secure at least one room permanently
Oh.
that we can keep our possessions in?
Ivy, room and board.
Yes.
Expenses. All right, lifestyle expenses. So this is definitely going to be modest. It's going to be 1 gold a day. I'll be able to fit the lot of you in one room.
All right.
Yeah, I can pay for part of that.
So
Same.
I don't
Yeah,
have.
Garen.
I can't pay you.
Well,
I can pay part of it. Yes.
don't worry about tonight. You've definitely lifted some spirits here tonight. Consider it as a part of my thank you. Anyway, we don't have anyone in the suite. And all the other rooms are booked up.
Oh. Well,
All right.
nice of you to give us the suite.
Yeah. Thank you for the song and show, I suppose. Jeff just kind of like thumbs up, looks very proud of himself. And he just gets a side eye from Lankus. When you look at Lankus now, you can see that he is quite stocky. You can tell that he is very strong of build. He has a very trim appearance to him. You definitely get the sense that there is some kind of a militaristic background with this individual. But they're wearing common clothes. As you look around, you don't see any particular markings or shields or standards that bear who this person might have served at one point. Wicker Goat seems to be a pretty neutral ground as far as lordships and advertisements are going.
Do we see indications of people who may be participants in different guilds or trades? Like, do we see miners and they look like they've been underground? And
Absolutely. There
kind
is
of
a very
survey.
distinct... Yeah, go ahead and roll me investigation.
Investigation. Oh, wow.
Investigation.
I'm good at that. Investigation.
17, very nice. Yeah, as you're looking around, you can very distinctly see that there are a concentration of miners here, and there's also guards, and you see that a few of them are bearing the king's seal. You see the lion of Kyoland on a leather patch on their armor. You can more or less surmise, and you've probably seen it on the road here. It's taken you about a month to get to Saltmarsh. Those are the King's men. You know that they are patrolmen that are responsible for making sure that the roads in and out of Saltmarsh are safe. So it is a welcome sight, but they are not plentiful. Saltmarsh and the surrounding areas are long and He's human. He also has a very tidy militaristic appearance. He's currently dressed in garb.
All right. Garen would actually walk over. Leander.
Okay. In case it makes a difference,
Mm-hmm.
you know this person, but you
Right,
don't
he
know
doesn't.
if they know you.
Right.
And you would
Okay.
know, as like a militaristic
Right.
background, that calling him by his first name when you're not familiar
Right.
might be a bad move.
Right. Okay. Not familiar, but I do know who he is.
You know who he is. He probably does not know who you are.
All right. He would walk over then and introduce himself. Fireborn.
As you come up, the table goes quiet. Does anyone else want to join Garen? You see someone catches Garen's attention, and Garen begins to walk away from... I think you guys are all just sitting at the bar right now.
I think Arlen stays back to kind of hang out with the guards and keep talking to them.
Well, I suppose I could. Well, yeah, I suppose I could probably go follow Garen.
Okay, cool. Right. Yeah, so Garen, you come up, and immediately the conversation comes to a halt. He lifts his head and he looks up at you. He's a burly-looking man, imposing, and all composed as well. He is currently holding a mostly empty mug. He leans back in his chair. He's sizing you up. He looks you up and down, and then his gaze, assessingly, shifts over to Finn and does the exact same thing. Yes? How can I help you?
Garen Franklin Wern, recently retired commander from the military. What was Keolan?
Army of
military
Keoland?
and- Yeah, the Army of Keolan. Just wanted to introduce myself.
I see. When someone looks at Garen, are you wearing any distinct insignias? What kind of, like, presence do you have about yourself?
Oh, he, as I said, recently retired. He still has that military bearing as well. You know, ramrod straight backbone, and probably does still have the Keolan insignia on his cloak, but because he probably has not bought any new gear since he left.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. And you have already well established that you take really good care of your gear. It's literally part of your morning ritual. And
Right.
as he looks over you, his gaze seems to soften just a little bit. Have a seat. And your friend as well.
My name is Finn Coffinother.
Pleasure to meet you. And as you sit down, the others begin to speak amongst themselves in hushed tones. They seem to just dismiss you for the most part.
Right.
But Eleander's eyes are very pointedly on you.
Right. We just recently got here with the most recent caravan to come into town. We were ambushed by some bandits. We captured one, currently in the custody of the guards. And figured I would introduce myself. I
Very
retired, but does not mean my loyalty is not to the king.
You see a sparkle in his eye as you say that. Cants his head just a little. Very good. We need good folk like you in these parts. There is great trepidation and struggle in Saltmarsh as of late.
Part of why I decided to come here. You know, command was not where I wanted to be, and I was not willing to get myself demoted, so I left to become an adventurer. But I still want to help.
Very good.
I wanted to introduce myself because it's always a good idea to know those around. I'll be willing to give you aid if you need it.
We certainly need as many loyalists as we can get. This is the second time you've heard this word, loyalist. You heard Jeff use this word earlier, saying that Manistrad Copperlocks is a loyalist as well. Don't have context to what this means, but you can probably just figure out that it probably has something to do with the king.
Right.
The way that he says it gives the impression of this is a faction of some kind.
Okay. And although Garen has not directly stated it, he has implied he's loyal.
Mm-hmm.
He's a loyalist. So. But I think he's going to be on the prudent side and weigh the currents before he makes any declaration like that.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll say, like, we'll just montage this a little bit. So Eleander begins to ask you questions like, where did you serve? Like, what battles were you a part of? Do you know this person, that person in command? And for his side, he seems very inquisitive and curious. It is mostly friendly. You get the sense that he is very cautious with the way that he's talking to you. He's a man who is very slow and steady with his thoughts. He doesn't divulge a lot of information about himself, especially since you approached him. It seems pretty clear that you know him. But you get the unwavering faithfulness of this man is here to serve the king. And you figure out just from small talk that he is the current captain of the guard.
Okay.
He's retired from the Royal Army of Kjoland. And Finn, from this conversation, you get the sense that the story comes up. Maybe Garen kind of like fills in some of the details because this is a famous story of him, where Eleander Fireborn was responsible for destroying a lot of wild, dark things from the Dreadwood. There seems to be a region nearby that is a wicked, wild place, crawling with many monsters and evil creatures and beasts. He is a very formidable fighter. So he seems very important. And you are currently sharing drinks with him. And Finn, I would say that you notice that his drink is now empty.
You've been very gracious to us. You've been very nice to us. How would you like another drink?
I won't say no.
Alright, and then I guess he'll, as nice as he can, just kind of wave his hand up and be like, excuse me, Mr., Miss, ma'am, whatever the case. Can we get one more over here, please?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you want one too, Garen?
Yeah, I'd like one. Thank you, Finn.
Okay. So we'll say that the conversation continues, and we'll skim the camera over to the bar. Jeff is now in the motions of trying to convince all of you to do shots with him. Listen, these are the finest spirits that you'll find. A merchant came last week and brought in a whole shipment here. Angus, come on. You can do one with us. And Jeff is trying to, not very subtly, get Arlen to try to pay for these shots.
Of course. And she's gonna do it.
Okay.
She's like, the finest spirits I've had? I'm not sure. I'll have to see. Excuse me, can we get shots for the however many of them are there with us?
We'll say that some of the guards have like kind of, they got their drink, their free drink, and they're not going to hang out. They're not really interested in the group of you. There are quite a few adventurers that make their way through here. Jeff's definitely interested, and we'll say that one other guard, one of the ones that was posted outside of the barracks, is still there. KayBee and Jem are with you as well. Have y'all been hammering drinks? Because Jeff has definitely been hammering his drink.
KB has got this tiny little cup. Other people have been handling big flagons and mugs and things, and KB's got this tiny little cup. It looks like maybe it's a cover off of a large bottle. I mean, it's a little thing.
Huh?
So
What is it made out of?
I don't know. Maybe it's made out of wood.
Or clay or something?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So he's doing shots of ale. That's it for him.
Awesome.
Jem probably just has like one big thing of ale in front of her, and that's all for her.
Have you been like nursing the one, or have you been like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's had like the one.
Okay, sounds good. What about Arlen?
She's probably been matching Jeff.
Okay. Give me a constitution saving throw.
I'm not good at those. This will be fine.
You're fine. Yeah, you're fine. You have a very pleasant buzz going on.
Okay.
Jeff is wasted. He's like, we should do shots, please. Blah, blah, blah. So if you want to get shots for him, yourself, and the other
other
guard, we'll say that's 10 copper.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, you slam it on the table. You see this like quick cut, just like 3 of you lined up at the bar, just like doof, doof, doof. All 3 of you taking the shots. Roll me another Constitution save.
Oh gosh.
Okay, you're drunk,
Yeah.
but not like, you know, lose all your senses drunk. You're just happy drunk. Yeah. So you see Jeff is just completely enamored with the group of you, absolutely loving your vibe, keeps asking questions and seems very genuinely interested in what you have to say. And by the end of the night, he says, I'm so happy that I met you. You are the coolest adventurers I've ever met. And you, gesturing to Jem. The last song made me cry a little bit, I'll be totally honest. It was very sweet. You're muted, sorry.
Thank you. I wrote that myself, believe it or not.
Oh my god. It's so good.
I think Arlen is like, it's been great hanging out with you too, Jeff. It's been so much fun. And I think throughout the night, she's probably told stories of when she was adventuring with another group. And if anybody was paying close attention, you probably heard her say they instead of I, like a couple of times, like accidentally throughout the night. But I'm not sure if any of you actually noticed that, but it's something she definitely did.
We can do KayBee and Jem roll insight checks. 14. And then Arlen, roll me a performance check. Ooh, 21. Very nice. 14 for KayBee, 21 for Jem. And a 7. Okay. They both notice, but you can choose to not say anything.
I don't think Jim's going to say anything.
I think that KB is definitely excited and overwhelmed with being in the presence of a hero,
Love it.
regardless of the way that Arlen might describe it.
Okay, excellent. Jeff doesn't notice. Jeff is like, oh my god, that really happened. What happened next? You know, and it just kind of like goes on and just funnels through. I have an important question. Where is Bunny throughout this whole thing?
Bunny's with me.
At one point, Jeff's
I'm
like,
on my lap.
can I pet?
Bunny likes hugs.
Oh, you see Jeff, the old wall guard, is just holding Bunny very gently, very, very casually, calmly petting the bunny. And I think that's where we're gonna end our session for tonight. Thank you. Yay! Session 1! Woo! All right. One thing I want to do for this game is I want to do a very small kind of decompression here where we're just going to talk about like what our favorite part of the game today was. If you have any thoughts of like what you're excited for, just, we're just going to hang out for, 5 minutes, 10 minutes and just talk about the game. And we're going to go ahead and start off with Emma. What are you excited for in this game? Are there any hooks that interested you, or was there a favorite part?
I mean, I've got a creepy demon sword now, so I'm interested what's going on there.
Ooh, here, hold on. So the screen fades to black. Arlen. So the group of you go up into the suite at the end of the night. Everyone's gone to bed. You're the last one up. And we'll say that there's a small fireplace in there. You're sitting in front of the fire, and the blade is lit. Licked by the flames. The scarlet, honey hue.
What do you want most in life?
Hear a voice. It seems to be emanating from the blade in your hands. How do you hold it? So it's a short sword, so it's not like long, but it's bigger than a dagger, right?
Mm-hmm. I think she just kind of has it in her lap and is holding the hilt in one hand while kind of rotating it around and just looking down at it. And as it glistens in the firelight with its red hue, that voice just kind of emanates from it into her head. And she looks around, kind of checking to make sure everyone else is asleep, and just whispers, I want adventure. I want to live a life of glory. I want tales sung about me.
If it is glory that you want, it is glory that I shall give you.
Then the scene fades to black.
Ooh.
Demon sword! I mean, maybe demon. You don't know. I don't know.
Maybe a demon. I mean, the voice is very demon-y, but it could be an angel in this world. We don't know.
Yeah. Probably not.
Probably not. Other than that, I'm very interested to see what Grahati is up to from session 0.
Yes.
I was going to say that too. I've been literally in the back of my mind thinking about this whole session. Like,
oh,
when
don't worry. They're coming back. Don't you worry.
Because I have like him, and then we have another Tabaxi that apparently is asking about Gem for some reason.
Oh, yes. There are people already here. Somewhere in Saltmarsh that know about you. And, my dear adventurers, you have made quite a hubbub. So many people looked at you today. You bought drinks. That kind of generosity is not easily and quickly forgotten. Especially the people around the bar that saw Arlen's purse full of all those coins. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so everybody's gonna like her a lot and be really helpful.
Yeah, that's absolutely what's gonna happen. Awesome. How about you, GeekDice?
Yeah, so I think today I really enjoyed two things. First was the first, really, what is our first major combat. We had a pretty tough foe amongst that group. And I really enjoyed seeing everybody kind of go through that moment of tension as a group, realizing, okay, what do I do? Where are we at? What we're doing? That I think is an important, slice of what we're doing with the game. in seeing how we come together as a team is important. So I enjoyed that. And then who doesn't love a demon sword?
Thank you again, Matihi, for the draw from the deck of many things. Yeah. Hey, you made this happen. We have all these like fancy little cards here, you know, terrible things, good things. And yeah, don't forget in session 0, you got the Ring of the Ram that Gem now has. And you also got this strange golden coin, KayBee, this really big coin. I'm sure that will be of some importance at some point. Maybe. So what are you looking forward to?
Oh, there's so much. Just finding out what's next. I think being here in Saltmarsh and finding out that there's a faction, well, what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And if there's one, what are the others? That'll be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure Garen will tell you all about it when you are rejoined together. And speaking of Garen, what about you, Godfather? What are you looking forward to? What did you enjoy today?
Well, what I enjoyed most was honestly the interrogation scene where we just like fell straight into a good cop, bad cop mentality. And I just really enjoyed that. That was fun. And literally the only reason I put points into intimidation was to have like an interrogation type scenario. So I love that I got to do it. I love it.
Oh, yes. I will
what
definitely...
am I looking forward to? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, that will definitely be handy in this game.
Mm-hmm. So as far as what I'm looking forward to, Garen has so many plot hooks right now. I've got our Tabaxi friend and the imp that still has my arrow in him.
Mm-hmm.
We've got now just plot hooks here with Jeffrey Iliander. That's how you say that name.
Mm-hmm.
And then just from his backstory, I've got that dragon riddle and the god idol that he doesn't know what it means. That could come into play or may not. Who knows?
Yes. So for some context, during our session 0, Garen met, was it a gold dragon?
I thought we said bronze dragon.
It was a chromatic dragon of some kind.
Yeah.
Literally met a dragon in a forest, asked a riddle, seemed disappointed, left with a trinket behind.
And Garen has no idea what any of it means.
Yes. Oh, I love it, love it. Awesome, thank you. How about you, Nisa?
Well, like I said, I'm looking forward, yes. As well as our other mysterious Tabaxi that apparently knows her and is looking for her.
What about some highlights from today? Did you have a particular moment that you enjoyed?
Honestly, just everything. I love the session, the real bit of combat that we got to see.
Yeah, I'll be totally honest. I was kind of scared. I was like, did I do this a little too rough? But y'all managed to just mow down the bandit captain who had 65 hit points, by the way. And the group here is level 2. So, good job, everybody. I'm sorry, did I cut you off? What were you going to say?
Oh, no. I'm good.
Okay. Awesome. How about you, Zombie?
Well, the thing I'm probably looking most forward to is being there, obviously, with Eleanor? Eleander. Because after obviously hearing the stories of the dark, the dark stories he's telling, he's very intrigued because that's sort of where Finn is in his mind. He associates that with, could that possibly be the evil we're leading to? And then also the hints of like, the word that was replayed over and over again, the loyalists. He kind of wants to find out about that. He's just kind of curious about that, and just kind of wondering where everything's going to go. A lot of this is new for him, so it's just just figuring out things. As far as the session goes, I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record, I guess, but the combat was pretty fun. I think that we all did a really good job of trying to help each other out. I think was kind of the best thing.
Mhm.
If someone was down or somebody was whatever, someone came over and helped them or protected whoever. And yeah, I think that was my favorite part was the combat.
Awesome. Yeah, we're gonna explore some very interesting stuff next session. So we see the screen fade to black and we see text scrolling. It says Chapter 1. The Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh. We see an image slowly fading into view. We see a number of cliffs over by the ocean. See tumultuous waves lapping and crashing in the background. And on this perch is a dilapidated building, groaning and creaking as the wind from the azure sea presses against it. Just groans in complaint. We hear soft wailing, distant and ghost-like, carried by the wind. That's going to be our next session. Going to be some fun stuff. But before we end our night here, I want to go around and give an opportunity for people to tell you who they are and where you can find them. And we'll start off with Zombie.
Hello. I am Jacob. I am Zombie. I am Z. I'm whatever you want to call me. I am usually around Stella's group, Runaway Robots group, all kinds of stuff. I am the, I guess, memory keeper, clip master, whatever you want to call me. Give me whatever little title you want to give me. I does good things, I hope. I does Twitch on occasion, twitch.tv/zombiefighter89. If I do, Tekken 6 is going to be the next little happy game I get to play. Really trying to get through the Tekken series, then move on to Soul Calibur at some point. And then, if I may plug something on this channel, we won't be here next week because this is an every other week Wednesday thing. But the very next day, that Thursday, so next week on Thursday, I'm going to be part of the Tabletop Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tabletop Thursday, where we're going to be playing Law and Honor, I believe it is. It's an original thing, and I get to be a part of it, and it looks super, super fun, and I can't wait for that. That's going to be, I'm excited for that.
Yes, so we do a thing called Tabletop Thursdays, TTRPG Thursdays here, where I pay you, or DMs, Game Masters, to run one-shots on this channel. You can choose what game system you want to run, and I'll help you find the players and help give you the infrastructure to do all of this. Emma has been one of our hired GMs before, running a game that she made. So on next Thursday, we're going to be playing Law and Honor, which is going to be GM'd by Foolish GM. That is his name. And it's essentially going to be like Law and Order, but with supernatural and magical elements weaved into it. It's really cool. And he made the system that he's running. So it's going to be fun. Yes. Awesome. Is there anything else that you wanted to share with us, Zombie?
No, I just hope you all enjoyed tonight's session.
Awesome. Thank you. Next, we have Nisa.
Hello, I'm Nisa. You can find me here and there on the internet, mainly here in Stella's chat or in Stella's Discord, or on Twitter. If you like lots of Final Fantasy 14 shitposting, you can find me there.
Yes.
Lots of pictures of cat girls. If you like cat girls, I love cat girls.
I love cat girls.
And cat boys.
Yes. Yes.
The parent.
Yes.
But yes, that's me.
Thank you so much. You can find the link to her Twitter there in chat. Next, we have Godfather.
Hey, GodfatherWraith V. Yeah, not really much about me. I'll pretty much be here in Stella's chat, or maybe some other fun members of our community in their chats, like including Zombie every now and again. So just hope to see you guys in chat.
Thank you. Next, we have GeekDice.
Hey folks, I'm GeekDice. You can find me here, and every Sunday over at Greyhawk Tales, another Greyhawk game, happens to be also currently in the Keoland area. So very much enjoying this. This is an exciting crew, and these are amazing players. I'm so fortunate to be here. So thank you all.
Thank you, thank you. And last but certainly not least, Emma Panada.
It's me, Emma Panada. I like that it sounds like I say I'm a panada when I say Emma Panada, but that's not important. You can find me on Twitter at Emma Panada, or in Stella's Discord as Emma Panada, where I frequent. I'm also here a lot in games or running one-shots. I ran a one-shot with Stella Luna as a player on Saturday of Thirsty Sword Lesbians, and that VOD was just posted, so you should check it out because it was a great time.
Oh my god.
I do a lot of very silly kind of one-shots, and I'm toying with the idea of doing a silly kind of campaign, which I haven't done before. But I need to like think about that a little bit more and think about how I want to do it. But when I do that, it'll be either streamed somewhere or it'll be recorded and posted somewhere. So keep an eye out.
Yes,
But that's me.
You can find Emma's Twitter link there in chat, so you can keep up to date with all of that. And there's also the link to the VOD for the Thirsty Sword Lesbians one-shot that Emma ran. That was so fun. Oh my god. If I had to choose a one-shot that was my absolute apex, like, best game ever, it would be that game.
What?
Yeah. I had more fun in that than any other one-shot I've ever been in.
I am so honored.
It was
Thank
so
you.
fun. Oh my god. I'm Stella Luna. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. I am a TTRPG streamer. I like to run tabletop games, not just Dungeons and Dragons. I like to explore different games as well. We do Masks, which is a Powered by the Apocalypse superhero teenagers game here as well, and that is open roster. So if you're ever curious about what kind of game that is, if you want to play in it, you can actually sign up. You don't even need a camera. It's a camless game. All you need is a microphone and stable internet, and you can find the link there in chat if you're interested in that. Otherwise, on Fridays, I run Unbound. Unbound is our original 5th edition D&D campaign where all of the players are champions of the goddess Hecate, goddess of magic. They used to be immortal. They were thrust out of the realm of magic, and they had to essentially learn how to be mortal. For 5 years, they toiled, learned hunger, struggle, and they have just recently come back together, and they're trying to find their way back to the realm of magic and find out what happened to their goddess. And we're actually playing our season finale this Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And we have a special guest star coming with us. Runaway Robot is going to be one of our demon daddies. So it's going to be really fun, and I really, really hope that you can join us because it's going to be so freaking good. Yeah, but that's going to be it for me. I will be, on Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be over at Lord Gasumba's channel. We're going to be doing a one-shot with Runaway Robot there as well as Lady May, Time Lord's wife. That's D'Angelo, and our DM is going to be Gosumba. So I really hope that you can join us for that. That's going to be really good too. But enough about me. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this content, please come back. Not next Wednesday, but the one after that at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be doing session 2 of this game. And if you had fun, if you enjoyed this content, you can follow us to get notifications for when we go live, and that's a free way that you can help us as a community grow. But thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye.